Hey, welcome back. Hopefully you just finished watching the using the trends to predict what's going to happen next in the stock market. Um, so now that you have the basics, it's time for a little bit more sophisticated reading of these. So, yes, up until April we had an uptrend. However, not all parts of it were up. That's why it's called a trend and not just a straight line. It's an overall indication. So, for example, if you were bullish during this time, which you should have been, had you gone long right here, well, you immediately would have lost money. And if you managed to ride through that pain and come out the other side, it took a long, long time before you ended up making anything. So, what we want to do is use the cycles within the trends to maximize our our efficiency and minimize our use of time. So essentially, what that means is that when you have a bottom in an uptrend, you buy. When over in a downtrend, when you have a top, you sell, and that's really about it. So here you'd buy, and then depending on what kind of strategy you used, it would dictate your exit. But for me, because I use I sell credit spreads into the market, I would buy a credit spread back, up here, and just close out the position. And then this one, maybe I would have bought. I don't know. Definitely would have bought here. Definitely would have bought here. And this was the flash crash, so I probably would have. In fact, I was short the market at that point. Over in the downtrend, you want to sell here and then buy on the way down, and then sell here and then buy on the way down. Um, so we use that to improve our timing. Now I want to show you something kind of cool. So over this past I don't know 2 months, we've had this action going on here, and you can identify the cycles within the trends within the channels, also using channel lines or parallel trend lines, however you want to view it. So here we had an upswing in this downtrend, and let's say I make let's bring that in a little bit tighter. That looks pretty good. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Actually, the brightness isn't working too well there. So I'll make a parallel and bring it down over the channel line. So I've got the green is the actual price action, and these white bars are my envelopes just kind of encasing that action. Now if I take this exact thing, make another parallel, and I bring this over here, it fits almost perfectly. And then I make another parallel, and that fits almost perfectly. So what are we saying here? Oh, all we're saying is that prices or behaviors in the market tend to repeat. That's what technical analysis is entirely based on, the fact that people do the same things over and over again. So the fact that there was this bottom right here, and then whoever was moving the market here, whether it be individuals or corporations or the government, or if you believe the conspiracy theories, the plunge protection team, or whoever, it doesn't really matter. I don't care. All I know is that buying pressure increased, prices went up. Then they came down, and then they went up again. They go up in similar fashions, in similar amounts of relative intensity. Same thing back here. So you can see that the slopes of these uptrends are roughly the same. They're not identical, but I mean, they approximate each other because it's the same things happening over and over again. So we use this knowledge to our own advantage as much as possible. It works on the downtrends too. So here, make a connecting channel. So that envelopes pretty nicely. And then I'll project out into the future using a similar downtrend that we just experienced. So depending on the date, the price levels will change, but I expect the prices to bounce back and forth within these two channel lines up until we reach, roughly 1700, 1650, somewhere in there. And I'll be shorting, the whole way down. Once a corner is reached and things turn around, I'll close out the shorts. And me personally, I don't like to go long into bearish markets. You can do it. I mean, obviously you would have made money here, but things can turn around in a hurry, like they did on this one. And I just like to be on the same side as the overall market. So in longs or in bullish rising channels, I do longs, in those points, and in bearish channels I do shorts. And I don't try to fight um, the overall trend, because remember, the trend is your friend.